Inching closer to be the next president of the United States, Joe Biden addressed Americans earlier today as Biden took the lead in several battleground states and appeared poised to win the White House in the election. Biden said he's going to win this race. He also asked supporters to stay calm until the verdict is out.
We're going to win this race. Just look at what has happened since yesterday. 24 hours. We were behind in Georgia. Now we're ahead. And we're going to win that state. 24 hours ago, we were behind in Pennsylvania, and we are going to win Pennsylvania. And now we're ahead, but we're winning in Arizona, we're winning in Nevada, and in fact, our lead just doubled in Nevada. We're on track to over 300 electoral votes, electoral college votes. And look at the national numbers. We're going to win this race with a clear majority of the nation behind us. We've gotten over 74 million votes. Let me repeat that, 74 million votes. That's more than any presidential ticket has ever gotten in the history of the United States of America.
He added that he would try to bridge the country's partisan divide and attack major issues like the coronavirus pandemic.
We have to remain calm, patient, let the process work out as we count all the votes. You know, we're proving again what we've proved for 244 years in this country. Democracy works. Your vote will be counted. I don't care how hard people try to stop it. I will not let it happen. The people will be heard. Our journey is toward a more perfect union, and it keeps moving on.
Joining us live from California is international affairs expert Stephen Golub. Stephen, thank you so much for joining us. What do you make of Joe Biden's statement?
Right now, he's leading in 4 states. All he needs is to come out on top in 1 or 2 of them. And there's an excellent prospect that he'll come out on top in at least 3, and even quite likely 4. So he's really sitting pretty in terms of his prospects for winning this.
The process of recount is to start soon in Georgia. What do you make of that? I mean, this is going to stall the process further.
Yeah, but this has been such a complicated election due to COVID. So many votes have been of necessity mailed in, or people have chosen to mail in their votes, which has delayed the counting process in many places. And in some countries around the world, it does take a number of days or even longer to get a final result in an election. The result in Georgia is so close. I think Biden is maybe 3,000 votes ahead, something like that, maybe less, or maybe 4,000, that it's a natural part of the process there. It's legally mandated for there to be a recount. So this is all, even though this is such an unusual year in so many ways, including COVID and the candidate of the president, who's Donald Trump, who is a very unusual character, to put it kindly, what we're seeing now is, in a sense, business as usual, nothing extremely out of the ordinary in terms of counting the votes and getting to a final tally that will determine the president.
And I know we have touched upon this before as well, but just for more clarity on this, what do you think of the practical implications if the process is to be stalled?
It could be stalled for a little while. It seems to be going ahead because it's not within the power of the president to simply stop it. These are decisions made on the state level. The state government of Georgia, for that matter, is controlled by the Republican Party, but it's going ahead and carrying out its responsibilities to recount. The one thing I might add is there's a very small possibility that if Trump were to be able to persuade a couple of state legislatures to overrule or to question the popular votes and submit their own slates of electoral college votes under our, to be frank, ridiculous system of picking a president, that could really gum up the works and get things very complicated. But the way this is shaking out, it really seems as though he'll be unlikely to do that, because some Republicans are already urging caution, saying that there's, unlike what Trump is charging or lying about, Some Republicans are saying, no, that everything, the vote counting process is legitimate. It must go ahead. So the chances of him being able to pull a win, it would really be really small chances at all. Not impossible at this point,
right,
but a lot of things would have to go his way in terms of cooperation of at least 2 Republican legislatures doing something very unusual, and then the Supreme Court buying into the arguments he would make.
Yes, and on those lines, as you know, the Trump administration has made it very clear that they're not going to go down without a fight. What do you make of that?
It's really sad and unfortunate for the country. We've never really had something like this. For the last election that where a president contested quite this much, where a candidate contested quite this much, was about 150 years ago. And even then, the 2 candidates were closer to even than the ones are now in terms of Trump and Biden. He's really adding to his sins and transgressions against democracy through his blatant lies about the election, some Biden votes being valid or fraudulent, or the process otherwise being rigged against him. He's damaged our democracy a lot. He's doing it further by asserting that he's being cheated out of the presidency, and will pay for that for quite a while. But fortunately, it looks like he's going to lose. So his opportunity to really drag our democracy down the drain is coming to an end.
All right, Stephen, thank you so much for joining us and for all your inputs.